Hello everyone and welcome to the Insta Gamers Network. And on today's show, we're going to go over some games that we really enjoy that tell a story. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
There's nothing quite as engaging as a good story. Now, whether or not you think you're good at telling a story, I'm sure you enjoy hearing one from time to time. That's why I think storytelling games can be some of the most engrossing to bring to the table. And by far one of the most interesting storytelling games I've come across is Story War. And I mean, I should know a good story. It's in my name.
Story War is a collaborative storytelling game from Cantrip Games for 3 to 8+ players. Players form a team and battle each other using cards that give you a location, warrior, and items, all of which you will use to try to tell the best story. The best story is chosen by a judge who will change from round to round. The judge will draw a battleground card and place it on the table. Players then choose a warrior from their hand and add it to the fray. These warriors are revealed simultaneously and the story war begins. Players can add one item to the story as well, using it to embellish the verbal battle. At this point, it's up to you. Players try to give the most compelling and creative description of what their warrior does and why it should win the story war. Most of the time, the best storyteller wins.
Which, as we all know, is how you settle disputes in the real world, or at the very least, Twitter.
Now, Story War is a cheap and entertaining package going online for as little as $10 in some places. You can even get a print and play version on Cantrip Games' website for free.
Now, Story War may best be described as a free-for-all. It can be pretty hectic, so if you have a game that's prone to arguing, you might not want to bring it to them. That being said, if you got a group of creative folks who love telling stories on the fly, you should definitely check out Story War. We'll see you next time.
Hello everyone, my name's Annette and you might know me on social media as Netters Plays, and today we're all talking about storytelling games. Now my favorite storytelling game is Above and Below. Now Above and Below is a worker placement type of game. I really enjoy those type of games. However, in this game, there also is an encounter book. Now this encounter book is going to make this game come alive in storytelling. So let me show you exactly how that happens and why exactly I love this game. So here you have the whole setup of Above and Below. You have your main reputation board, which is going to keep track of the rounds. There's a total of 7 different rounds in the game. You have your reputation track, which you can keep track of your reputation whether you're gaining or you're losing your reputation. You have different people that you can go ahead and train and acquire them into your village. Every player is going to have a player board which represents their village, and you have different villagers that will help you do different tasks in the village. You can harvest different resources. You can also build up your village by building either houses or going below the cave into the cave. That is where I'm interested in. I'm interested in these cave cards because that is going to let you explore into the encounter book. This is the storytelling portion of the game. Every player is going to have a village, and in this village you can see the different types of actions that you can do. For example, you can build any one of these houses in your village. These are all above ground. You easily have to pay the cost in order to build them. However, if you want to build down below in the cave, you need to explore first. If you choose to explore, you have to take 2 villagers from your village in order to explore in the cave. You take your cave card, you turn it over, you roll a die, and whatever the outcome is, you open up your encounter book and turn to that page. So now you go into the specific paragraph in the book, you read it out loud to everyone, and this is where the story develops. You give certain options to that player, whether they pick choice A or B. Choice A is usually easier. And what you do is you get your specific characters to roll certain dice. These dice the outcome of the dice will give you either some lanterns or will give you none, depending on that die roll. If you succeeded in the story, then you get those certain rewards. You don't know what the rewards are until you go forth in the exploration process. If you also succeed, you obtain that cave card, and then eventually in the future you can also build below. So as you can see in the game of Above and Below, you have this simple worker placement game where you're using your villagers in order to do certain actions. Now the action of exploration also develops the story in the game. However, the story is not pasted on. It's a story that really helps you throughout the game because it rewards you in different things like resources or even points. You also gain that exploration cave card, which will let you build down below in the cave, which will give you again more points. So that's why I really enjoy Above and Below, because it makes this regular worker placement game a little bit more thematic, and it's also unique and different, unlike any other game out there.
Hello, it's Lindsay here, or as you might know me on Instagram, Shiny Hath Meatballs, and this episode we'll talk about storytelling games. So this is kind of a game it doesn't tell a story, but you are using books to aid you in playing the game. And you can kind of come up with your own sort of narrative. So it fits in, I think. Now, this is a bring your own book, and it is a really lovely sort of party game, but it's, I don't know, it's just super, like, you know, clever. And I'm not usually a fan of party games, but this is one that I'm definitely sort of down with. So it's very straightforward to play. Basically, you can play 3 to 8 players, and you each choose a book. So just to show you how it plays, I chose And Then There Were None, Agatha Christie Murder Mystery. And what you do, so you've all got your books, and then you've got a bunch of cards that look like this, and the cards have prompts on them. So one person reads the prompt card. So, a message in a bottle. Then everyone has to go through their books to find a passage or a sentence or a word that relates to that prompt. And you can literally come up with anything. And then the person who's reading the prompt gets to choose who they think the best one was, and the best, like, well-fitting one. Once someone has chosen their sentence or paragraph or whatever, then you do the timer for 60 seconds. So everyone else has got to find their one in 60 seconds. Then you kind of like frantically try and find anything. So yeah, and the first person to score, I think 5 cards wins the game. I think it might be a bit different for a number of players. So, for example, parts of a big fight scene in a superhero story. So now I'm going to go and look in this book to find it. See, I would pick this one. If it was real time right now, I'd pick Nobody's Got a Revolver by any chance. I don't know why. That's something I would definitely pick, because I think in a big fight scene, I think it'd be funny if someone just said, has anyone got a revolver by any chance? So that's what I would choose. And then Sar went, yeah, that's it. Then everyone else would have to decide in 1 minute what they would have as well. So that's how you play Bring Your Own Book. So it's just a really fun, simple party game. But I like the way that you can kind of take little bits of the books and then sort of make your own thing out of it using these prompts. It's just really, really smart. And I like the fact that you pass the books around, so somebody's choice might not be your choice. I played with a huge range of books over the course of playing this game. So yeah, that's it. That's Bring Your Own Book. That's my storytelling game, and that's me done. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. As always, you can always like us and subscribe, as well as leaving a comment of maybe some storytelling games that you enjoy. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you next time.